Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, aka Sniper98. So, this is going to be the Whales log for Genshin for February 2023. So, where am I today? I am at this teleporter in the Wounded Shin Valley, the new 3.4 region. Gonna probably start pulling a Peter Zion here, and I mean, that's kind of technically what I've been doing for the past couple of Whales logs, actually, because I started out just, like, hanging out in, like, Mondstadt or somewhere, some of the cities. Mondstadt first, and I migrated over to, like, Liyue and Inazuma. And now I think as of the last couple of monthly Whales logs, I've just been randomly hanging out in, different parts of the map. Most recently, Sumoto. I think last month I was, like, here. One of the months I was on top of the mausoleum, so we'll be globe-trotting a little bit. We do a little globe-trotting. Anyways, for the Whales log part, let's get started. So, Alhaitham and Yao Yao are two new characters for this last month. Gotta be technical here. And so, yeah. Go over Alhaitham's kit first, because he's the 5-star. So, 65 crit rate, 215 crit damage, 39, about 40% ER. I will say that his build is not final, and I don't really plan on building him out I don't plan on concentrating on him too long. I mean, he's cool and all, but he's no waifu, so, nothing personal. As long as I can give him, like, the Ayato treatment, where my Ayato has, I believe he has 70 crit rate, if I can stop rubbing my eye here for a second, as I try to look for where Ayato is half blind. Where the hell is he? I'm trying to look for the Hydro characters. Ah, there he is. Now that I have my glasses back. So my Ayato has, I believe, 73, 74 crit rate, 202 crit damage. So I basically want to give my Alhaitham the Ayato treatment, where I try to give him as good stats as possible, where he has at least 70 crit rate and 215 crit damage. That would be ideal. That hit the perfect sweet spot for me personally, and the fact that he uses a 88% crit damage weapon and Light of Foliar makes that a little easy. Makes that pretty easy compared to other characters, anyways. So yeah, eventually that's where I want to take him. And I've already shown his weapon, a copy of Light of Foliar R1. I got pretty lucky / unlucky, where I had to go to full weapon pity for Light of Foliar, but at the very least the game threw me a bone by giving me double copies of Light of Foliar when I hit the weapon pity finally. So I do have a spare copy of Light of Foliar in case another sword user comes along and is like, hey, I want that 88% crit damage. Sure, why not? So I got that in the back pocket, along with like 3 other copies, 3 unleveled copies of Jade Cutters. So definitely whoever else we get in the sword department, or the one-hand sword department, will not be begging for weapons anytime soon. At least if they're a 4-star. I'm sure if they're a 5-star, they'll come with their own 5-star weapon as usual. So, on the off chance that we get a new 5-star character who doesn't come with their own weapon, but, what are the chances of that, right? Anyways, his artifacts, reason why he's not, I don't consider his build complete yet. This is the main reason. You guys in the comment section can update me on what his best in slot equipment is, and like what his best artifacts are. But just from my own deductions, when I took a look at his kit before and after he was released, I came to the conclusion that Alhaitham is best built with 4-piece gilded, at least his general set. I'm sure there are, more specific artifact sets that he can use for a more specific playstyle, or, specific build, whatever you want to call it. And I think that 4-piece gilded is generally his best one, or his most reliable one. One that, covers all bases for him. But judging by the fact that I believe his test run also uses 4-piece gilded, I do feel a little bit vindicated by that, by my decision to run 4-piece gilded, or give him 4-piece gilded, because clearly his artifact set is not complete yet. And because he's a more DPS focused character, I think that it's okay for him to run a crit based circlet. So as you can see, I'm running a crit rate circlet for him. I think this used to be the one that my my Wanderer had, but I took it off him because I think I found him. I got him a better one, or I got him a replacement so that way I could give this one to Alhaitham because he actually uses 4-piece gilded, unlike who was it, Wanderer. Sorry for the stuffy nose as usual. So yeah. I think that it's okay for him to run a crit stat circlet, despite the fact that I believe one of his passives gives him an EM based bonus. Yeah, I think it's this one. Kind of like how Nahida also has a bonus where she can transfer like 25% of her EM to another character based on how much EM she has already, right? So and the maximum threshold is like 1,000, and I believe it's the same for Alhaitham too. So it's okay for him not to hit his full passive bonus just because he's supposed to be a DPS character, whereas Nahida is more easily used as a support. I'm sure you could use her as a DPS if you really wanted her to, but I think it's far easier to use her as a support, whereas Alhaitham, 88% crit damage weapon and sword user, and you can build it. You're probably supposed to build him as a DPS. I'm sure there are some mad lads out there who are going to build support Alhaitham, just max out his passive bonus. Teach their own, I guess. So yeah, it's okay for him to run a crit stat circlet, but in exchange, I think that he has to run an EM cup and an EM timepiece. Just that, yes, he can at least take as much advantage of his Mysteries Laid Bare passive here. So yeah, I do have an Elemental Mastery Cup. It's not the best, obviously. I think I mentioned this before, but Elemental Mastery Cups are kind of like the bane of my existence. I've never really gotten a lot of them historically. So, like, this is literally all I have. Like, I was hoping... I got this one, I think, yesterday. In yesterday's round of resin refreshes. And this could have been really good, too. Because it started out as a 3-line. So if I had rolled crit damage, or either crit rate or crit damage, I would be really happy with this. As long as it got a couple more rolls into whatever crit stat it got, of course. But it didn't, so... yeah, I've also gotten... I think I've been farming for gilded pieces to look for either an inset Elemental Mastery cup or timepiece ever since Alhaitham came out, and I still haven't gotten any luck. Like, obviously, I've gotten a few Elemental Mastery timepieces, inset, of course, but they either all got shitty stats, like terrible substat starts, or they start as 3-line, and maybe there was a little bit of hope in case they rolled a crit stat, but they didn't. So into the trash it goes. So still struggling out here trying to find him a decent Elemental Mastery timepiece. It's probably way more likely that I'm gonna find a timepiece for him over a cup, because my luck with Elemental EM cups, of course. So for the time being, he's running an attack percent because it's the least I can do for him. At least I can do. Technically, he's actually performed pretty well, even with an attack percent timepiece. So if I get fed up with farming gilded pieces at some point, I could just say fuck it and just leave his artifact set as is, because he's perfectly fine as is. I just prefer giving him, like I said, the Ayato treatment of 70% crit rate and 200% crit damage, because I feel like I can do it. It's just artifact RNG not being cooperative with me, I guess. Feels bad, man. But yeah, like this timepiece is not bad. It's really not, because he's not really hurting for crit damage. It has a lot of crit rate, which is exactly what he needs. And I believe his other artifacts give him plenty of energy recharge. So, like, if this timepiece were Elemental Mastery and I didn't change the subsets at all, like, I'd be perfectly happy. And I just call it a day on farming for Alhaitham pieces, because I think I felt like I've farmed for way longer than I feel like for in the gilded domain. Anyways, this is his feather. His feather rolled really nicely. At least I believe this is a 4-line start, because I don't think you'd get these kinds of stats with only a 3-line. But yeah, sucks it rolled once a defense percent, but that's okay. Ideally, that defense roll should have gone to crit rate, so that way Alhaitham could be closer to 70 crit rate. This is his flower. I believe I've had this flower for quite a while now. I don't remember exactly when I got it, but it's been here for a while. I know that for sure. And it's got a thick crit damage stat, bit of Elemental Mastery too, so that's nice. And I've already shown you guys this the Elemental Mastery cup and the circlet. So yeah, that's what my Alhaitham is working with now. Also C2 C2 Alhaitham. C2 Alhaitham was actually really nice to me. It's just a weapon it's just light of foliar rolls that kicked my ass this time. But surprisingly, the rolls for Alhaitham, the character rolls themselves, were actually not too bad. A lot better than I was expecting anyway. So I think I only lost the 50-50 like once, I think. Once, and all my other rolls were all my other 50-50s were Alhaitham, so thankful for that at least. And of course, talent levels at 666 because currently I think other people are using this. Then again, I have 4 of these, so I forget who uses them. Was it Layla? It might have been Layla. I could check Layla real quick. Yes, it actually was. I could just level her talent right now. Cool. And with that, my Layla is at 999. I'm gonna have to see who else potentially needs these mirrors of Mushin from the Scaramouche weekly boss fight. In case nobody else uses it, I'll start giving it to Alhaitham, but I'll check that on my own on another after I'm done recording, I guess. Next character, new character anyway, is Yao Yao, or as I like to call her, Ilia, because they share the same voice actress. So, let's see here. Take a look at her stats. Crit rate about 60%. Crit damage negligible because obviously I'm not trying to use her for damage here. I guess she just has a little bit of crit damage stats just because of her artifacts and how they ended up rolling. I believe she scales off of HP, so she has 36k HP with the artifact sets that I've given her. For her weapon, I believe Yao Yao is actually the first character that I'm unironically giving. I'm unironically committing to Favonius Lance. Normally, if you guys have watched my like older Whales logs, you guys will know that I've already mentioned that, you know, I'm a much bigger fan of the sacrificial weapon set, just because I like the fact that, you know, it allows characters to reset their skills instantly, especially at higher refinement levels. And yeah, that's what I prefer for the most part. But here I feel like Favonius Lance will serve Yao Yao much better, I think. Just because I'm not sure if you can have 2 of her two of her radish dolls, whatever it's called, out at the same time. I'm gonna assume no, especially considering what her ult already does. So I've decided to give her Favonius Lance just from the start and have her keep Favonius Lance. So because of that, I've actively gone for crit rate stats with her for this. I'm hoping that her the Favonius passive of giving the party energy recharge, or giving the party energy, assuming they haven't changed that passive, it procs on any single instance of her radish doll, her E, hitting enemies. Hopefully that's how it works. If not, then I guess I'm screwed. If it only works from Yao Yao actually hitting enemies herself with her own spear, we're kind of in a bit of trouble there. Because at that point, might as well just switch her over to like sax. Actually, we don't even have sax spears, so I can't even do that. Switch her over to another energy recharge spear, I guess. And just revise our artifacts so they go for like max HP or something. But assuming that's how it works, then yeah, I'm actually very comfortable with this sort of setup. Anyways, take a look at her artifact set herself. I gave her 4-piece noblesse because healer support. So there you go. Cup is this. A little bit of a crit rate, HP, energy recharge. All of them are decent. Rolled twice into crit damage. It's like the one time I don't want crit damage. I always get it on support characters. But that's okay. Not gonna go too hard. Not gonna go too crazy on, you know, Yao Yao's artifacts, because support characters don't need like the top of the line artifacts anyway. And this is her HP timepiece. I think this is the only HP timepiece that I had left, and so I was like, fuck it. Like it has 3 decent substats, even, you know, including, you know, flat HP, decent substat copium. I mean, honestly, this timepiece rolled pretty similarly to this, where it rolled twice into crit damage. Actually, I forget if this rolled twice or 3 times the crit damage. No, it must have only rolled twice. Maybe this was a 4-line start, because 1-1-1-2, I think. No, 1-1-1-2. Yeah, 1-1-1-2. Yeah. So, 1-1-2. Yeah, because it was a 3-line. It was a 3-line start. Brain's getting fried after all this talking. You can tell I'm an introvert. So, where was I going with this? So yeah, this one must have also rolled twice into crit damage, and once, and then maybe twice into crit rate. Must have high rolled crit rate here. Or something like that. Let's see here. So yeah, that's her 2 HP cups. Her circlet, because she's running Favonius, I've given her a crit rate circlet. This one is basically perfect for her because a lot of HP, a little bit of energy recharge, wasted rolls into defensive crit damage. But I believe this is the best crit rate circlet that I have for her that, you know, specifically applies to her because it also has a fat stack of HP there. Feather, this is hilarious. I believe this is a penta flat HP artifact. I'm decided to run it anyway because, well, at least they're all relevant. They're all relevant here. That, and I think I've been running out of noblesse feathers to roll for her. I mean, technically, I could try rolling the other ones here, like let's say this one. See if this one rolls. What is it, HP percent or something like that? Yeah, I could try rolling these other two. The ones with like crit rate and 3-line starts. See if they roll like HP percent on top of that. But I'm okay with that, unironically. This one gives her a fat stack of energy recharge, which she needs, because it's not like she's running emblem or anything. I believe she has an 80 cost ult, so this definitely helps. And a little bit of crit rate too, so that always helps. That also helps as well. So yeah. And C6, naturally. I rolled her, when I was rolling for Alhaitham, I got her to C5, and then I stopped there, because I knew that, you know, we'd get Lantern Rand, that would give us a free 4-star, and Yao Yao was one of them, so managed to save a little bit of money there, at least. And, of course, talents 699, because of Constellations, of course. I wonder what she takes. Daka Bell. I think she shares that with Wanderer, yeah, so, unfortunately... Yao Yao is gonna have to hold off on her. I'm gonna have to hold off on Yao Yao's skill levels there until I can get Wander to 999. So however long that'll take. Okay, so those are 2 new characters from the month of January. So now let's talk about the other characters that I've been working on. So in the past like couple weeks, 2 weeks, however long it's been, since Alhaitham's come out, and I've been, you know, slogging away at Gilded / Deepwood domain to try to find his, you know, one freaking decent elemental timepiece or EM timepiece. I have decided, you know, because why not? I'm spending so much time here anyway. I need to burn, you know, excess artifacts because my artifact inventory is a fucking mess. I decided to look into like maybe possibly revising other character artifact sets. And I think Shunna was one of them. This is going to be a challenge. I'm trying to remember everybody who's artifact sets that I've been messing with. So Shunna, first up here. So this is her artifact set now. Somehow I was able to improve it, and I didn't think I would. But I believe before she was working with around 63, 64 crit rate, and around 140? Was it 140? I forget how much crit damage. I know that both of her crit stats were lower than what she has now, and I think her energy recharge. So the artifact set that I've given her now, or the revisions I've made to her artifact set, are just straight improvements all the way down the line. So now she has an even better 1-to-2 crit ratio, 70 crit rate, 145 crit damage. You love to see it, along with 44 energy recharge. I think before she only had like 29%. Now she has 44, which is amazing, especially considering she has a I believe she also has an 80 or 90 ult cost. Yeah, 80. And typically, whenever I've used Shenhe for Abyss, like, she didn't really give me too many problems, but I did notice that, especially towards the higher floors, especially on floor 12, that her only having 29% energy recharge, even with me using her alongside Ganyu as like a tandem cryo battery. She would sometimes not get her, be able to hit her ult cycles consistently. So, yeah, this was definitely a very welcome revision set that I made finally for her. Let's see, she's still using Calamity Queller, obviously. So I believe if we look here, if I can remember exactly which artifacts I've replaced here. Maybe I did. Yeah, technically it would be replacing. So her cup is the same. I tried changing her cup, but that didn't happen. But her timepiece is different. This is, I believe, a quad crit damage roll, because I believe this was a 3-line start, rolled HP as a 4th one, so that sucks. But in exchange, it rolled 4 times into crit damage, and I couldn't say no to this. So there you go. Got very lucky with that timepiece. I'm forgetting. No, this is a different feather. Yeah, different feather because I remember rolling this very recently. So yeah, this is I believe a 4-line start. I actually farmed this on one of my streams over the past 2 weeks when I was just doing Genshin chores on stream, I guess. And yeah, it started 4-line, basically the perfect feather if you don't include Element of Mastery, of course. And let's see. Rolled mostly into crit, which is exactly what I needed, actually, specifically for Shunna, because with how all of her other artifacts rolled, she needed a feather with a lot of crit rate, and this basically delivered. So 1 roll into crit damage, 1 roll into energy recharge, and the rest into crit rate. So basically the perfect artifact that I could have asked for Shunna. So god tier off piece specifically for her. Flower. This is a new flower. So even though the substats are actually kind of shit here, the fact that it has, you know, a lot of energy recharge, a lot of crit rate too, it's again perfect for her. Obviously the fact that it has 2 dead substats on her, it's kind of sucks, but like it fulfilled exactly what Shunna needed. It's not like she needs more crit damage because, you know, perfect, you know, 1 to 2 crit damage ratio. Although eventually, I will probably get annoyed by this. I will get annoyed by the fact that this has 2, you know, dead substats, and that'll trigger me into trying to roll a better Shimenawa flower. Though I don't think that's going to happen because I think the only feathers, the only Shimenawa, I can't talk, flowers that I have now are only these 5, and they're not exactly ideal now, are they? Cause yeah, I'd rather keep her on whatever flower she has now because it has energy recharge. I don't really care for Element of Mastery at the moment for her, if I ever will be. So if I will try to go for a better flower for her, let me see which one is this. Yeah, this isn't what I want. Then it's gonna have to wait until I start farming the emblem domain to try to get my ride in some better pieces. So yeah, until then, this will be her dedicated flower, but I will try to change it later. Not now though. And finally, her helmet. I believe this is the same. Yeah, because the 25% crit damage. So yeah. So the only pieces that haven't changed on my Shunna are her cup and her circlet, but the other 3 I've changed. So now she has 7145. Crit rate, crit damage, along with 44% energy recharge. So I'm really excited to use Shunna back in Abyss, along with my, you know, alongside the standard freeze team that I use with, you know, Kokomi, Ganyu, Shunna, and then 1 other character. And yeah, can't wait to see how consistently my Shunna will be able to ult cycle now. So there's 1 character. I want to say I've been fiddling around with another character. I forget who though. I know I'm in the middle of fiddling with Chi-Chi stats, unbelievably so, because I kind of want to give my Chi-Chi the same treatment of 70% crit rate, 140% crit damage. However, if that's not possible, I'll settle for like a 65% crit rate to 130 crit damage or something around that. So I will actually unironically try to give my Chi-Chi some better artifacts. I've been working on them after Shunna, I think, but I'll update you on how that's going. Anyways, meanwhile, I think my my Nilo, I don't think I've changed my Nilo. The reason why her crit stats look so bad is because her C6 crit increases don't kick in until she's actually on the field in your party, I think. So if she's not in your party, then they deactivate, so you can see what her crit stats look like without her C6 bonuses. Other than that, did I mention my Mona having this? I actually don't know if I've shown you guys this, how her crit stats look like this. Now, in case I haven't, my Mona now has 75% crit rate and 164 crit damage. Her energy recharge has fallen from like 40% down to 37, but hey, if she can do more damage, and her only having 38% energy recharge is not that bad. I barely even feel it. So in case I haven't shared with you guys what my new Mona looks like, then there you go. Because I always forget who I've shown off and who I haven't. Other than that, I think that might be it, actually. Maybe Shenhe was the only character that I've managed to make major improvements to. Actually, no, my Miko. My Miko is also the other character. I just remembered. So, Miko, I don't remember what her crit stats were like before. I get the feeling that my Miko was at like a flat 60% crit rate. Maybe a little bit less crit damage as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head because it's been a while since I last messed with Miko's artifacts. But I know for a fact that I've given her more energy recharge. In fact, I've doubled her energy recharge bonus over her previous over her previous artifact set. I believe it's due to just one artifact, this one right here. I managed to grab this electric damage bonus cup from, you know, all my slogging away, all my you know, grinding at the gilded domain. And it did give me this elemental mastery cup, electric damage bonus too. It didn't roll double crit, but again, as you saw just now, like, she doesn't need the extra crit damage. She needs the crit rate. So this one rolled basically as well as it could for her. The roll into EM at the top there, I think that's a one roll, I think. So that's not bad considering, you know. I mean, people say, hey, I think 4-piece gilded is like a contender for, if not the best slot for Mika now. I'm still only running 4-piece Thundering Fury on her because that's just what I'm comfortable with. But yeah, other than that, I think it rolled twice or 3 times in the crit rate, maybe just twice. Maybe it was a 3-line star, I don't remember. Because if it is, it must have rolled twice into ER, twice into crit rate, and once into EM. Which is fine by me, because that way she gets a little bit more crit rate, but more importantly, she gets double the ER bonus. Oh my god! Because I believe before this cup, before I got that cup, I think the only place that she was getting injury recharge was this feather, literally just this feather, and that's it. And goddamn, like the extra ER bonus she got from this, she's getting from this cup. Like I could tell immediately, because before I got this cup, using the current team that I have now to farm gilded, like my Miko wouldn't be able to cycle her ult after I use it for one run at all. But now she has a decent chance of actually being able to cycle her ult. Like, I use her ult right away, and then all the energy she gets back with this cup now gives her a good chance to, you know, refund her ult all over again. It doesn't happen every time, but I'll take whatever's happening now over what her previous cup was like. So I ain't complaining, man. This cup giving Miko the ability to get her ult back a lot faster is quite nice. So I believe that is all of our characters. So if I go into the weapon inventory now, I don't think we've gotten a new 4-star weapon yet. Not in the weapon banner or whatever. Obviously, with me getting Light of Foliar right here, the 5-star weapon inventory is maintained, right? Excuse me. Let's see. Still working on all the 3-star weapons, but obviously, because I've been committing all of my resin refreshes for the past like couple weeks, ever since Alhaitham came out, to trying to find that goddamn EM timepiece for him, for his to complete his artifact set. My weapon progression has kind of stalled. Obviously, can only farm so much, and so yeah, I actually have started to go. I actually went ahead and started leveling my 2 and 1-star weapons, because why not? Because I now have a lot of mystic weapon ores lying around, so I was like, might as well, with what little weapon materials I had, weapon essential materials I had. So whenever it is that I get that last piece for my Alhaitham, either an EM cup, EM timepiece, whichever, right? Gilded, of course. Yeah, I'll probably work on getting a few more 3-star weapons leveled up, and maybe after that, maybe I'll go ahead. I'll just say fuck it and just level up the rest of the 2 and 1-star weapons as well. And after that, I'll get started on like farming for like Raiden or somebody. Actually, no, I'll probably. I'll have to look at what artifacts I have for Dehya, because obviously Dehya is our next new 5-star character, and I know about the leaks about her numbers and shit like that, and how her numbers don't look great. I don't fucking care, because half the fucking time people have said, "Oh, this character's so weak," they were wrong for whatever reason. So I don't care. I'm going to build Dehya, and I'm going to use her because she's hot. But yeah. Guess that'll be my plan. Either I decide to roll for Raiden. Actually, no. Let me backpedal a little bit. After I'm done with weapon inventory, assuming that I find a goddamn piece for all item, and you know, in the meantime, I'll take a look at my artifacts, because I know for a fact that I've got quite a few decent HP artifacts. Or actually, no, not HP, defense. Sorry, because I know Dehya scales off of defense. At least I think. I'm not sure now. I'm second guessing myself. But assuming that Dehya does scale off of defense, I'll try to roll the defense artifacts that I have in my inventory, because I know for a fact that I've got a lot of those. And so yeah, see what artifact set that Dehya might want, might work best with, and just judging going off of what we know about her kits already from like leaks and stuff, and try to roll defense artifacts for her. And if I do end up getting like a pretty decent artifact set just off the rip, then I'll just go roll for I'll just go farm for like, you know, Raiden artifacts or something. And yeah, I guess that'll be my plan for the next month or two leading up to Dehya's release. So yeah, there you go. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? I did buy Ayaka's skin right here, so my 100% ownership of all those skins remains the same. I know Lisa's got her event out right now where we can get her free skin, or her skin for free. So I gotta get around to doing that as well, because I think this event only lasts for like 12 or 13 days. So yeah, I believe that's about it for the Wales log this time. How long have I been talking for? 30 minutes? Not too bad. I've talked for like an hour before. Just trying to look over how much. Trying to look over, see if I'm not forgetting to talk about anything. I don't really know what else I could talk about from my inventory, other than, you know, weapons and artifacts for the most part. I guess I can end on this. This is my map progression or exploration progress for now. Only 44%. It's kind of ironic because the day All Hytham came out with the 3.4 expansion, with the tornado region expansion. I was like, I named my streams, you know, 3.4 content speed run, and here I am still sitting on 44% completion. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, right there. Kind of funny that this whole region is only a single region, Desert of Hajamaveth, if that's how I pronounce it. Whereas the lower half of the desert is broken up, is split up into three distinct regions. Kind of funny how it treats it like that. But whatever, that's fine. But yeah, gotta get around to exploring 3.4. I wanna actually, the reason why I've been stalling is because I've been wanting to do most, if not all, of the 3.4 expansion exploration on stream. So it's basically whenever I feel like streaming Genshin. Oh, and looks like Abyss reset like today or yesterday, so gotta get around to doing that too. Anyways, I believe that's about it. So there's my map progression. Oh, also, I should share that I did take the time to 100% all of the desert. I believe I already had Hypostyle Desert 100%. I don't remember if I had Land of Upper Setek 100% the last time I showed this off, but it's 100% now. And now I definitely know that the Land of Lower Setek region was not 100%, but now it is. I believe the last couple of chests that I was missing was in the temple region around in this area right here. So basically down in the Abju pit area, the underground temple systems around this area. I forgot that there was like a part down here. There was like a clearance elevator down here that when I went through it the first time, I couldn't access because obviously not enough clearance. But now that I've explored the rest of the desert, I was supposed to come back and be able to clear the desert here, or clear the rest of the temple here. If you guys heard that scream, that's because I have a VTuber on my second PC that I completely forgot to mute for the recording for this video, saying, now that I realize that, maybe you guys could have heard her scream a lot, because I think she's the type to scream a lot. So, in case you're wondering what that noise was, because I think my mic is also pretty sensitive. So, even at this mic recording level or at this volume level. Anyways, so yeah, I got the land of upper set tech, or no, sorry, not upper. Oh, lower set tech, 100%. So yeah. I've also been trying to work on the forest part of Sumeru as well. Though I haven't been able to progress too much. I finally figured out how to clear out the withering zone that was in here. Turns out there was like an upper floor to that cavern that I had no idea about. I just never noticed. So that's why I was stuck on that place for such a long time. But now there's this like mysterious clipboard world quest, like the secret quest in this cavern here that I have to get around to doing, because I believe there's like a chest in there somewhere, or it's like a quest line that leads to a chest. So I gotta figure out how to do that, because I think that'll contribute to my Visuda field progression. I also have to figure out how to clear the Lost Nursery region. I know that there is a region down here. In the hole that you go down when as part of the finale of the Varanara or Vanarana, Vanarana quest line. There's like this Dendro totem that I don't know what it does, so I have to come back to this and figure out what the hell that does. So yeah. I also have to figure out how to lower the water level down here as well, even further. Because of that, I think that's why my Ashavan realm is still only at 97%. So, still a couple things I gotta figure out as far as region exploration is concerned. But I think I'll be able to figure that out as time goes on. Hopefully, anyway. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. Chat. Am I streaming? But yeah, that'll do it for this video, and we'll see you guys in next month's Whales Log. Peace, guys.